The story is titled Odogwu The Outcast. In the heart of Umuoji, a village nestled among the lush hills of southeastern Nigeria, the morning mist always arrived early, hiding secrets in its fold and softening the sound of roosters crowing and mortars pounding yam. Life was predictable, sacred, until the day Odogwu's name was spat out like poison. He has once been the village pride, the son of Okeke the blacksmith, known for his skill, strength, and unwavering loyalty to tradition. But that changed the night Chief Nnadozie's only son, Chuka, was found dead in the stream, with a knife engraved with Odogwu's initials lodged in his throat. The next day, under the sacred Iroko tree, the village elders held a rushed council. Testimonies were shouted, tears flowed, but the verdict came swiftly. Banishment, no trial, no chance to speak. The gods, they said, had spoken. As Odogwu stood in chains before the entire village, even his mother, Mama Ifoma, couldn't meet his eyes. "Leave," she whispered, voice trembling, "before the land swallows you." And so, at only 24, Odogwu became the outcast, a man swallowed by shame, wandering into the forest with nothing but a sack of clothes and a shattering soul. Odogwu wandered far beyond the familiar hills of Umuoji. He crossed rivers, slept under trees, and begged for food in strange towns where his accent betrayed him, but he did not die. He lived, scarred, hardened, but alive. In the town of Ihiala, he met a blind herbalist, Nze Abomma, who saw something in him. "You carry the weight of a lie," she said the first day, "but your spirit has not accepted it." Odogwu became her apprentice. He learned herbs, midwifery, chants, and the deeper meaning of dreams. His strength returned, not just in body, but in purpose. Every moon that passed, his hatred of silence grew. One day, he told himself, "I will return not as a beggar, but as the storm that unmarks the truth." 10 years later, Umuoji had changed. The once dusty paths were now overgrown with weeds. A new chief had risen, Obasi, Chuka's cousin, and a veil of unrest had settled over the land. That year, a mysterious sickness swept through the village. Children cried in their sleep, women miscarried, men spoke of nightmares that made their eyes bleed. The priest performed sacrifice after sacrifice, but the spirits remained silent. Then one night, Mama Ifoma, old now, eyes sunken with grief, collapsed beside her fire and whispered to her daughter, "Odogwu is not guilty. Chuka's blood is not his burden." She died before dawn. Odogwu's return was quiet. No drums, no wells, no warriors at the gate. He came on foot, dressed in black, his beard full, his staff tall, and his eyes fierce. Children hid, elders turned their faces, but a few villagers, especially the old women, whispered, "Is that not Okeke's son, the one we condemned?" Only Nkiru, his childhood friend and once his betrothed, walked up to him without fear. His eyes were heavy with questions. "You came back," she said. "I had to," Odogwu replied. "The land is crying, and the one it condemned still carries its truth." Odogwu sought audience with the elders, but they refused him. "Outcasts have no voice," Chief Obasi said coldly, "even if the wind brings them back." But the people whispered. They remembered his strength, his kindness, the calm way he had once helped a child down from a mango tree. Seeds of doubt began to sprout. Then one evening, at the shrine of Ani, the earth goddess, Odogwu stood and poured libation, chanting a forgotten incantation Nze Abomma had taught him. The ground shook, a goat bled without a knife, and the shrine stone cracked in two. The elders could no longer ignore him. They summoned him before the people, demanding to know why he dared perform rituals as an outcast. Odogwu raised the staff. "I came not with anger, but with truth, and the gods he ignored will speak today." With Nkiru's help, Odogwu returned to the stream where Chuka had died. Using herbs and a sacred chant, he summoned the spirit of the river. The air thickened, frogs stopped croaking, and from the depths a voice cried out, "The one who died mocked the river. He defiled a priestess. He cursed the gods. The gods demanded justice, and he drowned by his own arrogance." Silence followed, then gasp, then worse. Odogwu showed the villagers a long-forgotten record. Chuka had been secretly disciplined by the river priest in Nsukka a week before his death. After he was caught violating a shrine maiden, he had fled home and the river had claimed him. But the knife, Chief Obasi asked, fell. Odogwu turned to him slowly. "It was taken from me weeks before his death by someone close to me. It was Obasi himself, the new chief, who had planted the knife to frame Odogwu and secure his own rise to power," the river spirits confirmed. The elders gathered under the Iroko tree once more. This time, Odogwu stood tall and Chief Obasi trembled. The villagers wanted blood, but Odogwu raised his hands. "No, let the gods judge him as they judged me." Obasi was stripped of his clothes, his hands seized, and he was exiled to the very forest where Odogwu had once wandered. As he was led away in chains, Obasi wept, "Forgive me, brother. I was afraid of your light." Odogwu didn't speak. His silence was judgment enough. Weeks passed. The air in Umuoji changed. The trees seemed greener, the river ran cleaner, and Odogwu, once a ghost of shame, was now the village guide. The elders begged him to accept the chieftaincy, but he declined. "I came to clear my name, not to wear crowns." Instead, he chose to open a healing hut where the sick, poor, and broken came for help. Nkiru joined him there, and under the same Iroko tree where his disgrace began, they planted a new seedling and named it Udo, meaning peace. In years to come, the story of Odogwu the Outcast became legend, told by firesides, echoed in songs, and carved into the walls of shrines. Not just a tale of injustice, but of truth, strength, and the power of returning, not to seek vengeance, but to bring healing.